Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a new edition of the USF Pro Insider. My name is Rob Howden. Excited to get this one underway. Episode number 89. It is Tuesday, December the 9th, into the final quarter of the year. And again, everybody kind of looking forward to 2026, although there is still a lot going on. My guest today, a couple of drivers we're going to see in USF Pro 2000 next year. Second-year driver Joey Brienza for exclusive Autosport, and rookie, the freshman in USF Pro next year, will be G3 Argyros racing with Pabst Racing. Before we get things underway, like I did with the last show, we have some news for 2026. We have, of course, some driver announcements that have rolled out here as well. And I'm also going to have a look at all three of the schedules here for 2026. Those came out a little while ago, but I thought I'd bring them in here to chat about them a little bit in the broadcast as well. I'm going to start things off with the driver announcements. The first and foremost, Maddie Colleran in USF Juniors, back for her second year of the series. She announced that she will stay with Zanella Racing. So Maddie, who had a great run last year in USF Juniors as a freshman, completed every lap. The only driver in the series to finish every lap on the season. Maddie coming back for her second year of the program. Brad Majman will be back again for his second season in USF 2000, moving over to run with Pabst Racing. Finished 12th last year in USF 2000. So the Aussie driver, Brad Majman, missed one race last year. Will be back with Pabst and will no doubt be a championship contender. And last but not least, his teammate at Pabst Racing, but running in the USF Pro 2000, joining me here today, G3 Argyros. They had that official announcement coming out. Let's have a look at the schedules right now for 2026. We'll start things off with USF Juniors, and there's a lot of changes for USF Juniors compared to last year. A lot of new tracks, as you can see. 4 of the 6 facilities are new. They're going to kick things off at Homestead Miami Speedway with a triple header. That'll be part of the Spring Training Content Days event, where USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000 will be there for spring training, all the media work that's done, photography, everything that gets done there, a bunch of seminars. But the juniors are going to go racing. So they'll be there from February 16th, 17th, and 18th at Homestead Miami Speedway. And then fast forward then to April 16th to the 19th, they head to Carolina Motorsports Park in Kershaw, South Carolina, where they will be part of one of the Grid Life events, which was very exciting last year at Road America. So Grid Life at Carolina Motorsports Park in April. Then the move north of the border to Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, formerly known as Mosport Park back in the day. One of the legendary, iconic circuits. Very cool to have USF Juniors there at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park, a fantastic track. And for any Canadian drivers in the field, it'll be their home race. From there, the big one with all 3 of our series at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course supporting the NTT IndyCar Series. That is the July 4th weekend. All 3 series will be there. Then the next weekend, immediately straight in to Lime Rock Park for USF Juniors. Friday, Saturday event there. They will be joining NASCAR trucks, I believe, that weekend at Lime Rock Park. And then they'll have some time off before they're back on the racetrack at the end of September for the finale at Road America, September 24th to the 26th at Road America. Would not be surprised to see some of those junior drivers try to sneak in a USF 2000 race between Lime Rock and Road America. From here, we go to USF 2000. They're the only category that we'll see here this year at the streets of St. Petersburg. The Grand Prix having only USF 2000 this year. The arrival of the NASCAR Truck Series is going to make things very interesting. They're kind of taking over Saturday. So not a lot of time to put all 3 or at least the 2 of our series there. So USF Pro 2000 drivers, of course, lamenting the fact that they don't get to run St. Pete. But as you'll see in the next graphic, they do get a couple of street circuits as they will make that trip to Arlington, Texas. From St. Pete, the USF 2000 drivers then looking forward to the month of May. They'll run the road course at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And then at the end, May 21st, 22nd, the Freedom 75 at Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. But a month later, up to Road America to support the NTT IndyCar Series there. And then followed by the July 4th weekend, Mid-Ohio, we mentioned already. USF 2000 will make the run to Portland International Raceway. Juniors will not do that next year, so it'll be just the 2000 and Pro 2000 drivers heading out on the August 6th to 9th weekend. One of the issues is, of course, and it's a full-on trek, straight back, IndyCar doing the same thing, right from Portland, straight to the new race in, let's say, Toronto. It's now the streets of Markham, the city of Markham, a little bit north west of downtown Toronto. I think everybody's seen, drawings, layups of the track. They've already started working on the pit lane area. It's going to be a really, really cool event for sure. It'll be a brand new racetrack, an unknown for the drivers in USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000. And of course, capping things off, as we said, the standalone finale at Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. We'll have the banquet there as well on the Sunday. So it's a Thursday to Saturday run. The banquet will take place on the Sunday. And then to cap things all off, as we talked about with USF Pro 2000, Streets of Arlington, March the 13th to the 15th. That is going to be a bad, fast racetrack for the drivers in USF Pro 2000. IndyCar, of course, there. Indy Next is there. Awesome to have Pro 2000 on that inaugural event in Arlington. It's going to be super exciting. Same events as USF 2000, the month of May, the road course in Indianapolis, and the Freedom 90 at IRP. Same thing as USF 2000. They'll go to Road America, then to Mid-Ohio, then to Portland, then to Markham. The difference, though, between USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000, the pro drivers, 2 ovals on the year. They will be with IndyCar and Indy Next at the Milwaukee Mile, August 29th to 30th. That is going to be an awesome race. A full-on IndyCar level oval for the drivers in USF Pro 2000. In years past, we ran Gateway. We did Iowa. They did a couple of the bigger circuits. That hasn't happened for the last couple of years. The oval racing, essentially just IRP. This is going to do a lot more, I think, to train the young drivers moving to Indy Next, potentially in 2027 and beyond, getting them a chance to get on the racetrack at the Milwaukee Mile. And last but not least, as we said before, capping things off at Road America. So come on back in here. A lot of guys are going to be on the racetrack, actually. Not the 2 I'm with right now, but there's going to be a bunch of guys. The Academy Winter Series going on these next couple of days down to both Homestead and Sebring. So that'll happen coming up tomorrow and Thursday, and then Monday and Tuesday at Sebring. So there's going to be a lot of testing going on for drivers in the program here over the next 7 days. So lots going on for sure. Let me have a quick check in on the what we got for chat here. A lot of guys jumping in. Love to see it. Good stuff. Great to have you guys with us here. Really, time to get things underway. Let's bring our guys into the show here right now. Let's bring in Joey Brienza. G3, we'll bring him in here as well. Joey's got his mic. Get your mic on. Mute, unmute. Guys, how are you? The mics are working. We tested everything before. Thanks for joining me. Joey, appreciate it. G3, awesome to have you here.
Yep, pleasure. Thanks, Rob.
Of course, glad to be here.
Awesome stuff. Obviously, the season coming, I would say, around the corner, but there's still a long way to go. There's testing here in December, holidays for you guys, and then, of course, getting back at it. We are back at it. Spring training. I don't know if all the drivers will be there for pro because we don't really run Homestead, but you'll need to be there for content days anyways. But then you guys are getting rolling, as we know, in the middle of March. Let's get things underway. Joey, I want to start with this. I'll go around the horn with all the questions. What have you been doing for the last 4 months? I know pretty much I'm thinking school and testing has pretty much been what you guys have been doing. Joey, let's start with you.
Yeah. It's been school. It's my junior year at Indiana. So, yeah, just been school, working hard. It's a big semester for juniors in business. You go through what they call integrated core, which is a set of 4 classes: finance, operations, marketing, and leadership, and kind of run the gauntlet. Freshman year, you have these weed out classes that are like, do you deserve to be in the business school? These classes are like, do you deserve to get a degree in the business school? So, it's been good. Just clicking along with that. Been testing, watching IU football, #1 in the country.
Big game for you guys on the weekend, right? Big game.
Yeah, it was probably the best day that I've ever had as a student here. I came in my freshman year. We were still under the Tom Allen regime when we went like 3-9. So I'm not a bandwagon. I did not expect any of this. I was under the impression we were a basketball school when I came here. So
I love it.
Yeah, it's been cool to see, cool to go to that game, and then just school and getting ready to go home for Christmas, which will be nice. Nice to have some time off and relax at home.
That's it. Get back with the fam, right? So Joey's 21 years of age, junior at Indiana. On the other end of the spectrum is G3 Argyros here, only 16 years of age. But we did figure something out. You guys both have the same birthday. You guys are both September 9th.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
Shared September 9th birthdays.
That's it. Joey didn't like that too much because he felt a little bit old, seeing as you were born in 2009. He's not super happy about that. G3, What about you? I know we're not in university, but I'm sure school's keeping you pretty busy as well.
Well, similar to Joey, I'm a junior in high school. So finals is obviously next week for me. And so I've been doing a lot of studying for that. And then, the past month where we've just been off season doing, as much testing as we can. We've been in the car a couple times, and then other than that, just staying fit and preparing for next year. So still doing a lot of weight training and cardio and running. It's been great to be home and have like an actual break. Seems like with this championship, you get like 2 or 3 weeks and you're back on the road. But to have a full kind of month and a half of no official events has been nice from the break.
You talked about getting. I know you spent a lot of time in the gym working on the cardio. Have you amped it up a little bit, moving up to the pro car? Is it a little tougher to drive, or give me your thoughts on that car and maybe how you've changed maybe your workout regime to fit that car?
Yeah, funnily enough, I kept a little note of everything that was sore after the first couple days in the car and made sure to work on that. So the pro car is a bit more physical. So definitely working extra hard on the shoulders, the neck strength to prepare for next year. And especially for the ovals. That's the one that I think will be a killer.
No doubt. Joey, let's talk off season. How's testing gone so far? You're going to have a little bit different approach than G3, seeing as you have a full season driving in the car. So let's go back to where you were the first time last year at this kind of time of the year when you were focusing on how to really hustle the car around. Is it different the way you approach testing now with a full season in the car? It's not like you're learning it anymore. Is it more like trying to really ring the thing and try to extract as much pace out of it as you can?
Yes and no. I think my approach to testing has been like a little bit the same, a little bit different.
Okay.
I think one of the big things going into where I was at this point last year was trying to figure out the car, because it's very similar. The tub's the same, but you get this added effect of front aero and more total downforce. And for a while last year, that took me kind of a second to understand when, you're having an issue with the car. Is it mechanical or is it caused by aero? That took me a second to kind of figure out the braking. And then obviously, because you have so much more downforce, the way that I equate it is like fake grip, because the faster you go, the more you have.
And that's so tough.
And it was just tough the first time, because the deeper you brake, the faster you're going into the braking zone, even though it's marginally, and you're more wind you're going to have on the front wing, right? So for me, it was like trying to understand and really grasp the factor of added downforce. And now that I have that, taking it into this year, it's trying to fine tune everything and just making sure that my understanding of the car mechanically and aerodynamically is spot on. So when we go to these races and, you're not going to have a perfect car everywhere. And you need to make these adjustments, that my feedback is perfect and we don't waste 2, 3, 4 testing sessions trying to get the car dialed in. I understand what the issue is. And, it's similar from last year trying to learn it, but this year's much more fine tuned, much more minute. And just making sure that we're as efficient as possible.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. The fact that you're able to kind of go, your mindset's able, just your headspace, everything you learn, and you're able to go a lot deeper, maybe do another level in terms of the engineering side and understanding what the car is going to do. G3, you were kind of nodding your head the whole time, and listen, it's the same thing, right? You're getting in the car for the first time, a car that has more of everything, right? More downforce, more braking, more horsepower. And a lot of the times I've talked to drivers about just that. It's like, man, I got to trust the downforce. They're telling me it's going to be more, like the faster you go, the more the downforce is going to work. Is that something you've had to kind of get over, that little bit of a hurdle, or are you already past that?
I wouldn't say it was like a hurdle for me. It was just, it's a very weird sensation to go faster to have more grip. I would say most people, the first couple times in sessions, you're trying to, grasp the fact that you're going to enter a corner that you missed last time for going, at some pace and going quicker into it and expecting it to grip up. It's definitely like a little bit of a, mind disconnect, but you do it a couple times and you get used to it. In the tests that we had, I haven't really felt like it was a big enough hurdle, but it was definitely fun. Like Carousel, Road America, you're starting to get that, and Joey's nodding.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a fun sensation when you get that corner flat, and you start to really trust the car and the downforce.
Let's get it from both of you guys. Let's just talk about that, just for the people that are on the chat here right now, or who'll watch later on YouTube or on Facebook, whatever it may be. Let's just pull away all the engineering side of it. Is the pro car just more fun to drive than the 2000 car? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
absolutely.
Joey,
Sure.
it always feels to me like it'd be like going from like a KA. You guys are motion car there's a KA or an X30 jumping into a KZ. Like it just so much more horsepower, just so much more everything. Is that kind of the feel for it? Is it just that much more fun to drive, Joey? Start with you.
Yeah, like for me, it's you can do so much more with it. Like when you take the aerodynamics and the mechanics all out of it, it's just everything from the 2000 car is amped up. So everything that you can do with your driving, maybe the car's not perfect. Everything that you can do, like driving wise, braking wise, controlling the pitch is more. So you have more tools essentially as a driver to use, and then it's just more fun. It's faster. You can carry more speed. Things happen a little bit quicker, and kind of just speeds up the pace of everything. It's crazy to say that a USF Juniors or 2000 car would feel slow because they go like 150 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But when you compare them to the Pro, they just feel so slow, and like you don't have that downforce helping you. In the Pro, you just have so much more, and the way to get lap time is to just attack. So it's fun to go out there lap one and just immediately be able to attack and push hard on the Pro car.
G3, you came right out of the USF 2000 car at Portland, right into testing into the Pro 2000 car. I have to believe that that big smile of yours was just ear to ear.
Yeah, hard to contain it the first couple days in the car, but yeah, what Joey said, it's the Pro car is one where you do have to be a little raggedy with it, and like especially it being so much quicker, it's kind of a double-edged sword because your mistakes are now a lot bigger. If you miss a braking zone by 5 or 10 feet, that now affects your whole corner and your lap time a lot more. But also the car is a ton more lively with all the aero playing a much bigger role than, pretty much having only mechanical grip like in the USF 2000. You have, a lot more lively sensations, and you're a bit more aggressive up on the wheel. And it's just an awesome car to drive. It's fun. It feels planted. It's fast. You don't feel like you're ever, gripping your seat belts, trying to hold on. And it's always a fun time.
I love it. I love the term lively. That's pretty good. Let's move forward. We went through testing, what you guys have been doing. Let's look at 2026. You guys were in the studio in the back there when I was going through the schedules. You got 3 new venues, which is awesome. And 3 new venues for all 3 of you. Not even though Joey, you're back for your second year. These 3 venues we haven't been to. Let's start with Arlington right now. You guys have seen the map. It's going to be fast. First and foremost, it's going to be an amazing event to be at. This is going to be an event, right? This is going to be like a St. Pete. This is going to be like a Toronto, where it's an event, like a Long Beach. It's fast, Joey. Your first thoughts looking at the map.
It looks incredible. I'm pumped. I mean, I've already started my prep for it, right? Because we don't get really any time there. So, I've been looking through track maps, looking through like renderings of people driving it, trying to like gauge rough speeds, rough gears, just try to put all my prep work out there. So as soon as I get there, I have, a laundry list of things to try. But I mean, the track looks incredible. Going around the Cowboys Stadium, who lost to the Broncos this year. So, I already got a leg up there.
It's already working. That's it. Yeah.
Already working. But no, I mean, it's going to be such a cool event. The street races are, in my opinion, I mean, I'm biased. Indy's going to be my favorite event. That's my de facto home race. But all the street circuits are very, very cool because you see the turnout. I think we're going to get an incredible turnout because, right, first one in Dallas. Everybody in Texas usually goes to F1. So now that they're having something through the streets of Dallas, it's going to be incredible. It looks like an insane track so far. I don't know how long that straight is.
I know. I don't either yet.
It looks like Road America length.
You're going to be like, that's very true. Yeah.
It's going to be great for passing, great for racing. It's not going to be one of these street circuits like you see where like passing can be difficult, right? It's going to be wide open. It's going to be like a Road America through the streets. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, you could pass somebody maybe twice. You pass them, they pass you back down to the braking zone. G3, same thing. You've obviously been to tracks like St. Petersburg, like Toronto. So what are your thoughts first on looking at this track and the layout? It's very wide open, very long. And then I'm going to ask you the secondary question, and that's how are you guys, and we'll come back to you, Joey, on this. How do you approach the first session? We're probably going to get 4 sessions. I don't know that we're even going to get 5 sessions there. How do you approach that first practice session to make sure you don't throw it away? How do you creep up on it, knowing you have to get going quickly? First off, just about the track itself.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited for it. I think that USF being on IndyCar hallmark events like Toronto, like St. Pete are incredible. Obviously, being from Southern California, I'm always gunning for us to maybe get on the Long Beach schedule. But I'd say, just like Joey kind of mentioned, for me, with Pabst Road America is my home race. But other than that, the street races are definitely second, third favorites because they're always so much fun. It's definitely a different atmosphere with, you're in the city, you're downtown, you've got a ton of fans. But in terms of Arlington in specific, I think it's going to be an incredible event. The route, the map looks incredible from the start. It looks like it's been, very meticulously put together for, curated good racing. The straightaway is going to be incredibly long, and it's going to be really cool for the pro cars. I hope we're not hitting the limiter.
Right.
And it'll be a fun event for sure. I think that it's 2 new, street tracks that look pretty fast, and I think it'll be cool. Obviously, on the prep side, it's pretty hard because there's, unlike most other events, there's no video, there's no data, there's no notes. So
no iRacing.
No, nothing. We'll be pretty much showing up to, on our load-in day, walking the track, and that'll be our prep.
G3, how important is that track walk going to be?
Oh, it's already track walks are incredibly important, but having never driven it or having no notes on it, it's going to be a very thorough track walk for sure. Maybe a couple laps. Okay,
we're talking high speed here. We just kind of touched on Markham a little bit. You guys both of you have spent time at IRP. That's kind of been the oval we've had for the last couple of years after having lost Gateway, Worldwide Technology Raceway, when we weren't able to have the pro cars there. We were very fast at that track. What do you guys think? First, we'll start with you, Joy, about the Milwaukee Mile. We're going to the mile with IndyCar and 80 next. It's going to be a proper big time oval track for you guys to dial things in for when you want to go Indy next racing.
Yeah, it's sweet. Give a lot of credit to Dan Anderson and all the USF Pro Championship guys, because at the end of the day, the series is to prepare us for next and for IndyCar. So the fact that we're adding another bigger oval in, something that we're going to see in Indy next and in IndyCar, I think is really important. And it kind of speaks to, this series' commitment to us to kind of give us all these opportunities that we can't go everywhere, right? And it's always, trying to balance, on the IndyCar tracks, what's feasible, what's not feasible. So the fact that we get to go there, get to develop there, and kind of get a race there before we see it in a next car or an IndyCar is very cool. And the progression from IRP in 2000 to now IRP in Milwaukee and Pro, I think it's a really good progression and just helps drivers kind of adjust and get to Milwaukee. It's going to be faster. It's going to be more fun. It's going to be a new challenge. I'm excited. I think, I've yet to be on it. So we're going to see when I test there the first time.
Yeah.
But it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool. I love going to new tracks. I love going to new places. And it's always a new challenge anywhere you go. I get 3 of those this year with, Arlington, Markham, and now Milwaukee. So it'll be really, really fun. Can't wait. I'm very excited to get on it.
The big thing, obviously, it's been 13 years since we've been there. We were there with Pro Mazda back in the day, and Matthew Brabham came away with the win. G3, I don't know if you could say, you've been on the track before. You've done a couple laps, have you not?
Yeah, yes. We did a couple laps around there, and it is, it's pretty amazing. It's just one of those tracks where you don't really know what to expect till you drive it. And I feel like it'll also be similar to our other 2 new events, as the iRacing scan's quite outdated, and there's not really a good simulator prep for it. So the data is going to be incredibly limited, going into that event too. But in the laps that I did there, it was just incredible. Being on a big oval, I've done IRP obviously the last 2 years, but this one, especially in the pro car, you really get a feeling that you're racing a big car on a big oval, and you're going so fast into these corners. You're clicking up between fifth and sixth gear and just really, running the high side. And it's an awesome experience.
That's going to be so good. Obviously, we don't need to really dive too deep into Markham. I don't think we're all excited about getting to that one for sure. I'm sure the Toronto fans will be big on that. Markham's also the home of Honda Canada. So that event being brought to you by the Ontario Honda dealers is going to be a big event. It's going to be a lot of people there. Toronto, they know how to do the races in Toronto for sure. And that track's going to be a challenge. Exactly the same as Arlington. Brand new for you guys. You'll have to learn it all. I want to touch a little bit on growth. And you guys know I do this all the time when I talk to you guys year on year, how you grow from the start of your career each year. Joey, last year, if I were to say, where was if you could pinpoint where growth was for you last year, what do you think? What's one of the things you look at last year and said, man, I really was able to make some moves forward as a driver? You jumped up from USF 2000, Rookie of the Year in 2024, in USF 2000, first year in USF Pro 2025. Where did that growth come last year?
Just mindset, and the way that I approach races, and as funny or as corny as it might sound, I take a lot of inspiration from our football team here, right? Mm-hmm. Because you've seen what they've done. We're the losingest program ever, and now, we're the number one seed in college football, won the Big Ten championship, right? And one of the things our coach preaches is, process oriented every single time. You're unaffected by your failures or your successes. And for me, I took that into my last year, where every single day, and my prep at the track, and into this off season even more, is just you focus on the process of what you need to be successful. So you kind of ignore the results because you can't control them. You're only focused on your process. And for me at home, it's I'm focused. My process is I wake up every day, go to the gym, I go to my class, I get my schoolwork done. Then I try to do prep. Sometimes I go up to Indy to pit fit. That's my process there. And, when I'm at the track, it's get to the track early, make sure I have my notes done, make sure that I fully understand what's going on to the car and where I need to improve as a driver. And the results will come when you have that process focus. And I think earlier in my career, it was less so of focused on the process, and you saw too many like undulations and mindset with how you performed. So for me, it's just been the evolution of mindset from someone that just, did the work at home, but then showed up and there's not a real structure to it, to now there's structure in my notes and how I prep and how I eat and how I sleep, and kind of just moving the results factor of everything out of there.
I love that. I'll tell you what, I will say this. I've heard great things about your notes, about your track notes. So just so you know that, I've heard that before. I've talked to your engineer, and your notes are epic. I hear they're very good. G3, same question for you. Your first full season in USF in the pro, in the 2000 car, moving to pro. Where was your growth this year? What was it for you? New team obviously was one of the things for you.
Large. Definitely not the same driver I was in March.
I love that. Yep.
I felt like, obviously last year we had some great results, or 2 years ago we had some great results, but wasn't really consistent. And that's something that we worked on throughout the season, and just week in, week out consistency, not, having a couple good results and being mediocre the rest of the time. And then also kind of what helped me win Portland when I first moved up. And that was, toning in the calculated aggression that I like to say, that's how I go racing. And definitely the calculated side grew a lot more than the aggressive side in the last year. But really putting ourselves in the front fight every weekend was the goal for this year. And that's what we did. I thought that in terms of, pure growth, I did an incredible job. And, obviously it wouldn't be without the incredible coaches and engineers and driver development specialists at Pabst Racing. And, we just improved a lot in qualifying, but also at the restarts and in the races, and how to manage that and be in the front fight with, championship contenders. And that definitely helped a lot throughout the season. And some of our standout performances, like at Toronto, like at Road America, like at NOLA, like at Indy, were great steps for me. And then also with that consistency and, becoming better at that and working on that, that's what you need to win a championship. You need to be consistent, not, just have a couple wins here or there. So
agreed.
That's helped a lot.
And springboarding off what you did, right? You say every time you grow, you go to that next level. You don't fall back. You keep going up. Joey, let's talk about you. We talked about being a junior at Indiana University. You're juggling the school with racing, but you do such a great job of that. What are your expectations going into a second year? Obviously, the team's super strong, as we know, exclusive Autosport. You guys were good last year in the pro category. What are your expectations? What are your goals for 2026?
It's interesting. I like to base my expectations off, my mindset, which is the process, right? So I don't want to have any lapses in my process, right? Which is so easy to do on race weekends because sometimes they're super fast paced. Sometimes you have super long breaks. So, I expect my prep to be perfect into every single race weekend. Perfect regarding circumstances, right? Like I can't control if I get sick or something, but
I love that. Control the controllables.
Yeah, I want my prep to be as good as it can be. I want to come into each race and, before, during, and after execute the plan that I have for the session. And then, just grow as a driver, continue to learn, continue to be open and, keep making, the adjustments that I need to make to keep getting better. And if I do all that, the results will come for sure. And, it's credit to my team, right? We have an incredibly good pro car. And just continue to grow and get better. Because at the end of the day, this is still USF Pro 2000, right? Which is trying to learn to get to Indy next, trying to learn to get to IndyCar. So I want to maximize the development and maximize, my process. And if I do that, the results will come into place for sure. But I want to make sure I'm at my best.
I love that. That's big stuff. G3, let's come to you. One of the questions I had for you that I thought was kind of interesting is you move up from USF 2000 to pro. You stay with Pabst Racing. They're obviously the championship winning team in Pro 2000 with Max Garcia last year. You're the only driver so far that has been confirmed of their Pro 2000 category. I'm going to ask obviously all your two teammates if you end up with three drivers under the tent in that class, that series. Is there added pressure for you coming in? Now you're a rookie, which is good, but Max was a rookie as well. Do you have added pressure coming in to the championship winning team?
I mean, there's always pressure at every level, but especially at pro. I mean, the pressure is good. And, if you execute good under pressure, that's just what prepares you for IndyCar. There's, the pressure only goes up from here. And I think that we have realistic, but definitely very, high expectations at Pabst. And for me, it's, more of just doing my job properly and, not really thinking about the pressure and not letting that faze me because the results will come. As long as, I'm in there doing what I need to do and, working with our engineers and our driver coaches, I don't think that the pressure has really fazed me, but there is definitely a little bit of excitement to be, following in the footsteps of Max and working with, the same people that led to his very dominant campaign last year and just being part of the team with so much pedigree and history and coming back to the Pabst family has been incredible. And I'm very, very excited to get started with them in pro.
One of the lines I love is pressure is a privilege, right? To be able to have that pressure put on you is an absolute privilege to be there. So both of you drivers obviously have that. I'll throw this up here. A couple of quick ones. I love this. It says, we enjoy watching you boys grow as you learn and move forward. I'm 100% on board with that. Thinking about you guys when you first came in as juniors drivers to where you are right now. I love that. I think that's fantastic. Here's the other one I like to say. Same. I'd buy merch from both these guys. Elaine Sinclair says, we need some merch from you, Joey. Because I know the G3 usually has some stuff already. So, we need some merch, boys. Let's get some stuff going here.
I give out a lot of hats.
You give out a lot of hats. You do. All right, let's wrap things up here, guys. Joey, we'll start with you. What's the one race you're most looking forward to in 2026?
Indy, 100%. I think Arlington's going to be cool, but nothing beats my home race. I mean, all my best friends live in Carmel, which is 20 minutes from the track. Mm-hmm. And I have so many people that either live in Indy or in the near vicinity. So whenever I go to the Speedway, I'm never really staying at a hotel. I stay either with my friends or somewhere up with them, and it doesn't really feel like I'm traveling to a race, right? I don't really eat out when I'm there because I'm always with my friends. Someone's always making like a home cooked meal.
Yeah.
So to have that, to have all my friends there, and then to just be a representative for my school, even though that IU's not on my car yet. I want to get that working.
Let's make it happen. Yep.
You know, to represent my school is very cool, and it's the closest thing that I'll get to a race that's not in Colorado. So Indy every single year is the highlight for me, especially being at the Speedway. But also, with that said, Arlington's going to be incredible. Around the Dallas Cowboys stadium is going to be really cool. I want to go into the stadium at some point. I don't know if they're going to have it open or not, but I want to go in and see the palace that Jerry Jones built. So
I want to see you roll in with a custom painted Denver Broncos helmet. That would fire the fans up.
Let's do it. They probably wouldn't like me very much.
They would not. G3, what about you? Is there a race you're most looking forward to?
Road America. It's Pabst country. That's the race that every year I'm just like, I've always loved. I loved it back. First time I drove it was the first track I drove in an open wheel car. So fast. The racing there is incredible. It's always tight. And I feel like, you know, especially being there so close to, you know, Pabst HQ and their home, it's definitely my, you know, home race until I'm in IndyCar and we're racing at Long Beach. So I love that place. You know, the atmosphere of, you know, being there and how beautiful the track is, and having a lot of, you know, Augie's amazing family members and friends there. It's great. I love that place. Can you pronounce the name of the hometown where the headquarters are? Don't quiz me on this.
Economowoc, Wisconsin. Come on, baby. You got to figure that out. G3,
that's good stuff, man. Name.
That's a big name. Joey, when are you back in the car? When's your next test? Are you off till Christmas?
Monday.
Back in Monday.
So,
all right.
Back in it Monday.
G3, what about you? Sorry. Keep going, Joey. My apologies.
No. Yeah, just excited to be back in the car. Sebring, it's great track, great for development. So I'm excited. I haven't been in the car in a minute. And that'll be right after all my finals have ended and I'm done with school. So it's a great,
pressure's off.
You're done with school. There's nothing, and I get to go drive a race car. So it's incredible.
G3, what about you?
Joey's lucky. I'm not in the car for another 3 more weeks.
Oh, no.
Until, mid-January. So I've got a big break, but you know, first days back will be a nice breath of relief, because I'm definitely missing the adrenaline high of being in the pro car.
Joey, what are the plans for Christmas? Anything big?
Yeah, actually, me and my family, we're all going over to Italy for it. We're going to go through the Holy Doors. It's a Jubilee year. We're all Catholic, so the Holy Doors of the Vatican are only open during Jubilee years. So we're going to go through those. It's going to be very, very cool to go back to Italy. I mean, I used to live there when I was 13, racing with Ward and go-karts. Mm-hmm. So it's going to be cool. And then we're going to go to France for my sister. My sister's always wanted to go to Paris. So this is our first big family trip in 3 years. So I'm very, very excited.
Awesome. G3, what about you? What's the California Christmas look like?
Very calm Christmas. We'll have probably my grandparents, some cousins, probably maybe some friends over, you know, Christmas Eve, but it'll just be a nice, you know, low-key family time Christmas. And it's nice to have, you know, a little break from the racing and get to be immersed in your family and enjoy the holidays. So
agreed. Well,
wishing you and all the viewers happy holidays.
Oh, well, thank you, G3. Appreciate
Likewise.
that.
Likewise.
Elaine wants to know what you guys want for Christmas. G3, anything you want for Christmas other than maybe a USF Pro 2000 championship?
Yes, that.
Joey, same?
I'd love that. Also a DJ board. I want to figure out how to DJ.
That's exactly what you need. Just add the DJ to the side of it. That'd be good. DJ JB. I like it.
That'd be tough. My teammate Evan got one when he got to college. So I'll
That
go
does not
over
seem like a good idea.
to his dorm sometimes. I am awful. I am so bad, but I want to learn because sometimes I get bored and I'm like, I'd love to mix this together. So yeah,
Oh my gosh.
DJ board would be sick. A championship #1 DJ board would be cool too.
So funny. So funny. G3, what about you? Anything on the Christmas list, or do you just like being home?
No. For my birthday, I asked for a pro seat from both my mom and Augie, and for Christmas, I'm asking for a championship.
I like that. No, I think that's really good. Guys, listen, thank you so much. I appreciate you joining me here, taking some time out of your Tuesday evening. I know that the season coming around the corner. What do we got? The Java House Grand Prix of Arlington, March 13th to the 15th. We're looking about 3 months, ready to go back racing. I know I am. I'm ready to get back to the track. That's for sure. 100%.
100%. Let's go. Bring it on.
Guys, thank you so much. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you guys as well. Joey, enjoy that trip to Italy, and G3, enjoy that sun in California. Thanks, guys. We appreciate it. We'll drop you guys out of here. Let me get over here. Go. There you go, folks. Two fantastic drivers. Like I said in a post I made on Facebook, these are two guys that aren't afraid of the camera. They're not afraid of the mic. So much charisma, so much passion for the sport, and a ton of talent for sure as well. Great to have Joey Brienza and G3 Argyros with us on the show. Again, they're looking forward to having big seasons next year. Second year for Joey, the freshman rookie year for G3 up in USF Pro 2000. Again, they don't get started until the middle of March at the Grand Prix of Arlington. Excited about that one for sure. But again, I'll be back next week. Another show. Not quite sure who I'm lining up yet. I do have a show I'm lining up for, I think, December 22nd. We're going to get the owners of D-Force Racing on here. David Martinez or Ernesto Martinez are going to join me. A special edition with team owners. We're going to do a bunch of those in the offseason as well. But I do want to thank you for joining us, guys. I really appreciate it on behalf of both Joey and G3. My name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.